What do bees do in the Philippines when you ignore them for 2 months in the dead of summer?
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella shit.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Beekeeping in Paradise. I'm Brent, I'm your host, and I want to apologize for being away for a while. I have been a very busy boy. As you can see, it's a rainy day here in Leyte, in Bye Bye City, and it is mid-November, but what you're about to see took place back in August. This is the first video that I shot upon returning to the Philippines after my 2-month vacation in the United States. And this is a video that I've been dreading to share, because I came back very optimistic about what I was going to find. I had 2 really strong hives that I had stacked up to 7 boxes high each, and I had high expectations that those bees were going to continue to multiply and to grow and to thrive and to continue to bring in honey while I was gone in the United States. But as you'll see in the video, that didn't happen. I was in for quite a surprise, and I was pretty shocked because the bees had dwindled and they had really dropped in numbers. There was no brood to speak of, brood being baby bees, being in the egg, larva, or capped larva, pupa stage of development. And in one hive, there was absolutely none of that. As a matter of fact, I didn't even find the queen. She was in there, but I didn't find her. In the other hive, as you'll see, there was a little tiny bit of brood, but what was most disturbing, and I didn't really talk too much about it in the video, I was trying to be optimistic, but what I found was a significant amount of chalk brood in the hive. And what chalk brood is a larval disease brought on, I think, by high humidity. It's almost like a fungus. It gets in, and the larvae, are white little worms. They actually dry up and they get all crusty, and they look like tiny pieces of chalk. And so I think one may have had it worse than the other, but they had cleaned it out and there was absolutely no brood left to speak of. The other one still had some remnants of that chalk brood in there, and that was my first experience ever dealing with chalk brood. And I think what happened is that I had too much space in my hive, empty space, open space, without bees covering it, and then we went into a dearth right after I left. So anyway, let's get into this video and check out what I found and see if you can pick up on the fact that I wasn't very happy, okay? Hi there everybody, I'm Brent with Beekeeping in Paradise. I'm your host. Welcome back to the channel. Anyway, I'm back after my 2-month vacation in Indiana, and it's time to go through these bees. It's my impression that we're in a bit of a dearth over here right now. It has been dry. It is early August. It is hot. So it's been hot and dry over here, and I don't see a lot in bloom. So if there was a lot of forage in the immediate surroundings, I would expect to see a lot more bees coming and going. So hopefully they're still in good health. Hopefully over the past 2 months they didn't swarm. If they did, then these hives possibly are queenless. We're gonna find that out today, and we're gonna check on the honey supply and if there's any to be had. We're going to go all the way to the bottom, and we're going to see just what these bees have been up to over the past couple of months. We're going to find out, what do bees do in the Philippines when you ignore them for 2 months in the dead of summer? And this is how I left them. And when I left, this hive was, or after we extracted honey, this hive went back to 3 5-frame deeps, and that's it. There was 1 super and then 2 for the brood chamber. Before I left, I added 2 new boxes up here on the top, 2 new honey supers with just foundations and starter strips. I also added another box in the middle of the brood chamber. I broke the brood chamber up. I wasn't sure if the queen was in the bottom or in the second box, so I put a box of foundations and starter strips and a bit of drawn comb in this one, but it was completely empty. And I put it in the middle here, hoping that if the queen was in the upper box, she'd move down, have plenty of room to lay. If she was down there, she'd move up. I gave the bees a lot of work to do. I made sure that they had room in the brood nest, so that they wouldn't get honey bound, wouldn't get crowded and feel like they needed to swarm. That was my intent. I knew I was going to be gone for a long time. I did not want my bees to swarm because I can't make new queens on my own because there's no drones in the area. So we're going to find out today if they drew out this wax, if the queen ever decided to lay in here, what's going on in here, if they recovered more honey and stored it in here, and if they drew out any wax in these top ones. And it's the exact same thing for this hive over here. So let's get into it and find out what's going on. Popping the lid. And there's a whole box of nothing in here. This is exactly the way that I left it. Sheet of foundation, no bees on it. Sheets with starter strips, frames with starter strips, no action. So that honey flow has definitely stopped. Check the next box. And once again, nothing. They made no progress in this box whatsoever. So that's not what I was hoping to see. Now, I do have bees in this next box. So the bees are here and seem very, very chill. It's been a while since I've been in here. Hopefully they're as friendly as they used to be, because as usual, I'm working without smoke and I'm barefoot. And I'm wearing shorts. Okay. Now, we've got a mostly filled out frame of honey on both sides. Looks nice. Now, things will get a little bit more interesting as we move down, because I'm not sure what we're going to find in the brood box. Oh my gosh, that's heavy. Okay, I don't know if we're going to find honey down here or if we're going to find brood or what. But we've got one full box of honey. This frame is all honey, all nectar. It's uncapped though. Room. This is super light. There's nothing really going on in here. A little bit of sporadic nectar. A little bit of sporadic brood nectar. And we've got some open larvae, some capped. Oh, there's our queen. She's still in here. You can see her right in there. So she's not swarmed. Do down in this next box. Looks like they, at least on the outside frame, they pretty much ignored it. Same for here. That's all honey. Oh, that's on both sides. That's capped. Alright, now let's see what's going on in the bottom here. You have more bees. We've got pollen. And another frame of pollen. Looks like the pollen is all down here. There's no pollen upstairs. The queen has really not been laying very much. It's possible that she didn't want to cross over the empty combs that I put in there. So to get back down to where the pollen is, which is where she's supposed to be laying. So I'm going to rearrange this, and let's see, this one was honey, this one had the queen. I'm going to put a pollen patty in here, up on top of this one, to see if I can give them a little bit of a nutritional boost. This patty here. Tear off some of this extra paper. that. Now, this fairly empty box on top. Oh, and I'll put this heavy sucker right on top here. And that is how I'm going to leave those. So, looks like I probably did not do them any favors by splitting up that brood nest. The reason I did it, like I said, was because I was going on vacation for so long. I knew I was going to be gone for about 2 months, and I wanted to make sure that they stayed busy. But the queen decided not to traverse back and forth over those empty combs. So she stayed upstairs in the middle box, and because there was no pollen up there, she pretty much stopped laying because there's very, very little brood. So I'm going to I put a pollen patty in here and let them start working on that. That'll give them a little bit of sugar, a little bit of protein, and we'll see if we can jumpstart her to start laying again and get more active. And now we'll come over into this other one. Up, empty in the top. Remove that. They are empty in the second box. This looks nice on this side. Oh yeah. A good number of squished bees. Got some ants on here too. Oh yeah. We got honey. Lots and lots of honey. This is where things are gonna get interesting. Once again, I want to find out what's going on with the queen. I don't care if I find her or not. I just want to know if we have brood. The other hive, wow, another full frame of honey. Excuse me. Okay, now we've got a little bit of nectar. This is nectar. Looks like some mostly a nectar frame. There's they're cleaning up some dead larvae in here. Dead pupa. They're uncapping it and removing them. Removing the corpses. I don't really like to see that. It tells me something irregular and unhealthy is going on. Yeah, this is not good. We'll see if they did anything down here. If the queen decided to use this or not. Hopefully she did. Well, at least they decided to put some pollen down here, and they're storing a little bit of nectar. It's a step in the right direction. I didn't see anything unhealthy in this box, which is good news. Now we'll see if there's anything interesting going on in the bottom. I'm still looking for brood. I have a feeling our queens have kind of shut down. Brood whatsoever. So anyway, what did I learn? I learned that my queen is still alive in the first hive over here, but she's not doing a whole lot. Now, that could be a symptom of the environment in a severe dearth. Since I wasn't here for the months of July and August, I'm just coming back here after the first week of August. I don't know when the nectar flow really stopped and turned off. So it's very possible that the nectar flow could have turned off right after I left, because it doesn't look like they drew out much wax at all. So I'm assuming that for the past 2 months there's been almost nothing coming in, and that's almost going to, simulate a winter where the queens will shut down and stop laying in order to preserve their food supply. Basically, it's a survival instinct. But in this second hive, there's no brood in there, no brood whatsoever that I could find. There's still a good number of bees left behind, but it's not the booming hive that I would have wanted to see. So my next remedy, since I can't breed my own queens here because, like I said, no drones, and that was the other thing. In May, when I did my honey harvest, these boxes were full of drones. There were just drones aplenty in there. And now I didn't see one. Not a single drone in either box. And that's another sign that the hive is under stress. When the hive is under stress and they're going into a survival mode, they kick the boys out. And because it's just more mouths to feed. And they don't want that. But anyway, I think they're in a survival mode. I'm gonna have to buy some new queens. I'm thinking I'm gonna get another fresh nuke as well, just because I want to increase my genetics, because the more genetics that I get, the sooner I can start breeding my own queens, and then I can become self-sustainable, and then whoosh, I can really take off and start multiplying the number of hives that I've got, because that is my goal for this year. Is I want to go from these two, I want to really quickly get up to 5, and then from 5 I want to get to 10, from 10 to 20. Don't know how fast I can do that. It's going to take time. It's going to take more time that I have now that I have many fewer bees to work with. But I'm going to place an order, see if I can get some new queens, see if I can get another nuke. The nuke will act as resources that I can share some brood and give everybody a boost. And at that point, I think we'll be in business. So wish me luck, and say a prayer if you wouldn't mind. I would certainly appreciate it. I could certainly use it. So until next time, remember, I'm Brent. Oh, hold on. One more thing upcoming. Don't forget, I've been focusing on the bad news, but the good news is I've got 1 full box of honey over here, and I've got 2 full boxes of honey over here. So we've got 15 frames that we need to extract. That should put us somewhere in the 45 pound of honey range, I would assume, hopefully. And so we'll have a little bit of honey to sell, and I think most of it is already spoken for from neighbors and people in the area. But that's the good news. The good news is that they did make some honey. The bad news is I don't have as many bees as I thought I was going to have when I returned. So next step, getting some new queens, getting another nuke, and building this apiary from 2 hives, hopefully into 5. So wish me luck, and remember, I'm Brent. This is Beekeeping in Paradise, reminding you that no matter where you are in the world, if you've got bees, you are definitely beekeeping in paradise, even if it's hard. So be well, be safe, be kind, God bless. I love you all.